Hey there, in today's video, we're going to talk about determining what your niche should be for you. So if you're struggling to figure out what your niche is, maybe you're like, I like to do so many things, I'm passionate about so many things, I have no idea what my niche should be on YouTube, or you're in the other boat where you feel like I have no talents, I have nothing to offer, no one wants to hear from me, I don't know what to do on YouTube. Either boat that you're in, this video will help you because we're going to talk about how to determine what niche is good for you and could be potentially profitable for you on YouTube. This is the second part of a series I'm doing on niching, Niche Down to Blow Up series. So the first one was on niching. What is a niche? This video too, which we're talking about now, is going to be about how to determine what your niche should be that is good for you and will result in a successful YouTube channel. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. Hey, Saarenoja here. Welcome to my channel where I help new YouTubers grow on YouTube. Okay, so today we're continuing on from the first part, which was what is a niche? Now we're going to talk about what is my niche. So what should your niche be on YouTube if you're interested on getting on YouTube and growing a YouTube channel? I do think it's really important to niche down. The first thing I want to say is that when you look at YouTube, there are two main categories on YouTube of videos. There's, of course, plenty, but if we were to break it down into two, you have the entertainment category and you have the education category. There is sometimes edutainment category as well that kind of overlaps with both of those. But if we think about it in these big buckets, two buckets, entertainment and education. So you want to ask yourself, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be entertaining people, helping people to relax after a hard day at work and they just come to you to watch mindless things that make them happy? Would you want to be doing pranks? Would you want to be doing jokes, challenges, things that are really entertaining? Or would you want to be doing something more educational where you're helping people overcome something, you're teaching them something, you are a guide for them in some manner? So that, I think, is the first thing you want to determine, which one you want to be in. And then from there, we can go to the next step. So I think that in order to find a good niche, you're going to want to balance 3 Ps. We're going to talk about 2 of those Ps today: passion, proficiency, and profitability, or the potential for profit. So the first one is passion. What are you passionate about? What could you talk about for hours on end and not get bored? What could you research for hours and not get bored? What is your bookshelf full of that you could pick up and reread again and again? What do you gravitate towards when you go into a bookstore? Like, what section of the bookstore do you gravitate towards? Is it real estate? Is it finance? Is it self-development? Is it fiction, nonfiction? Is it art? What really pulls you and makes you happy? Like, if you had some free time, what would you want to be doing? What is your passion? So that is the first thing. You want to find something that you're passionate about, because you really need to have passion in your niche to succeed on YouTube, because YouTube is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It does take a lot of work, a lot of hours to make videos and edit them and script them and post them and to share them and to market them and to, comment on the feedback and everything that you're getting from viewers. So it is a long journey. It can have rapid growth, of course, but it is something that you're going to want to really love to do. And that will get you through those lull times or those lower times or those less successful times until you start to pick up pace and traction on YouTube algorithm or your channel in general, and you really start to find who you are and who you want to be on YouTube. So passion is a really important part of that puzzle for making a successful YouTube channel. So once you figure out what you're passionate in, you also need to figure out what you're proficient in. So what are you good at doing? Are you good at teaching? Are you good at leading? Are you good at, maybe you've been doing finance for 20 years and you know how to help people with finances. Maybe you are a doctor and you have incredible advice from that field. Maybe you are a lawyer and you want to help people know where to go and how to protect themselves from certain things. So I think that you want to figure out what you're really passionate about and what you're proficient in. And a good exercise to do this is to take a piece of paper, put a vertical line down the middle, list all your passions on one side, list all your proficiencies on the other side, and then you're going to want to look for overlap and see where that overlap occurs. So let's say on the left-hand side, let's say you wrote down, I love to dance, paint, to read, I love to go in nature, cook, to spend time with my family, I love to learn about how to build a business. So you have that side on the list. And on the right-hand side, you have things like, I have been the manager of a department store for 20 years, or I've been a teacher for 20 years, or I have been a lawyer for 20 years, good analytical skills, you have good problem solving skills, you have good research skills, interpersonal relationships, you're really good at listening, et cetera, et cetera. So you could list those. And then you would look at how they overlap. So if you have, let's say you are really passionate about growing a business and you're also really good at running a business. You might not have done your own business, but you have run someone else's business. You've been a manager. So that could cross overlap. Or maybe you're really good at teaching and you've been a teacher for many years and you're really interested in homeschooling and you want to take the knowledge that you've gained from teaching to help homeschool moms or fathers or homeschooling teachers in general to give them tips and tricks and tools for how to teach their children and how to get over hurdles that maybe you faced. So you can start to see the overlap. Another great thing that I learned from Marie Forleo, which I think was a really excellent way to help you find your niche or to help you find out what you're good at that you might not realize you're good at, because oftentimes in life, especially I've seen a lot of comments on my channel about people saying, I don't know what I have to offer on YouTube. I don't know if I'm good at anything really. And I think that we are all really good at something. So we all are unique and we all have the potential to be useful and helpful on YouTube in some way. And oftentimes we're so used to being good at something that it doesn't seem like we're good at it, or we don't think it's special because it's just something we've been doing our whole lives and we never realized that it is that impactful or that it could help others. And again, I learned this from Marie Forleo in Skool, which I took like over a decade ago. And it really stuck with me. And she was saying, she gave us an assignment to go find out what our superpowers are from other people. And so what it was basically was you went to your friends, your family, your coworkers, and acquaintance. So 4 different kind of categories of people. And you would go ask them, what do you think my superpower is? What do you think I'm really good at? Or what would you come to me for if you needed something? Like, why would I be your go-to person for that? And what would that be? And so then they would give you an answer like, you always have the best advice, or you are really good at helping me to understand my husband's point of view, or you're really good at getting out of your shoes and getting into someone else's shoes, or you're really good at, I would always come to you for law advice because you really just understand the systems, the government. Maybe I would always come to you because you're so smart at finances and budgeting, and I am so lost on that, and you seem to have it all together with that. And the reason we would pick from different categories of life is because people are going to see us in a different perspective from those different categories of life. So your family members would see you very differently than, say, a deep friendship, and then also coworkers would see you differently than, say, a friendship. So they will also, and they also see you in a different manner. At work, you're in a different persona. You're at work, you're professional. At home, you're with your family and being a parent, or being that role. So they would see you differently, and their needs of those people that you're around are different needs. So those are the things that I would recommend doing. I would recommend finding out your superpowers from people. I would recommend finding your passion and your proficiency and finding where they overlap. And then in the next video, part 3, I'm going to help you to determine, is there a market for this? Is there a in the next video, I'm going to talk about how you can find out if this could be, if there's a potential market for that. So if it's profitable, and we'll do research from very different angles so that you can determine whether your idea of perhaps offering law advice on YouTube, if there is a market for it, and how big that market is, and how you can jump into that market and become successful at it. So that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. But this video, your homework is to determine what you're passionate about and what you're proficient in, and figure out where that overlaps. Thanks, you guys, and see you in the next video.